Welcome to the Rebecca Stringer Show. We're glad you're with us, and we're so happy that we're able to offer you a look at people's lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex who are givers, people who are giving back to the community. And our focus is primarily people over the age of 40 and what they're doing to make your world a better place. Today we have a wonderful film for you to watch, which we have been able to put together at the African American Art Museum. The artist that you will get the opportunity to meet is Willie Young. We also have a panel of artists and people who are instrumental in the art world in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is a special treat. You will enjoy everything you hear today. Also, students are at this particular meeting, and you'll hear some fabulous questions. Smart, bright kids who are so interested in art, and we feel that this is an enlightening experience for everyone. Thank you for being with us.
Okay, I would like to welcome all of you to this panel discussion, gallery talk that we are presenting this afternoon on the work of Willie Young. And I want to introduce my panel. First of all, my name is Edlika Thompson, and I curated this exhibition. And the individuals that we have seated at the panel, of course, Willie Young, the artist, Chapman Kelly, who is also an artist and a collector, and also Ann Cushing Gantz, who is as well a prominent collector, painter, and teacher. The Koches, Jane and Arthur Koch. Arthur Koch used to teach art at SMU. Jane Koch, also sculptor, painter as well. And I want to just briefly talk about how this particular show came about. I teach humanities and cultural studies at Brookhaven College, and one of my colleagues, Charles McAdams, would go to the Griffin barbershop in Farmers Branch where Willie works. And Charles came to me one time. He said, you know, I watched this gentleman work in the barbershop, and then occasionally he'll pick up a pad and pencil and he'll just start drawing. And Charles quickly became enamored of his work. This was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And so I thought, okay, and then Charles came to me later and said, well, you used to work at the African American Museum, yes. Well, do you think you could look at his work and then maybe we could probably have a show there? I thought, okay, well, it's worth a shot. So one thing led to another. I approached Philip Collins, who was former curator at the museum, asked him about maybe putting Willie on the calendar, and then we talked to Dr. Robinson, and so, one thing led to another, and here we are. The unfortunate thing about that is that Charles, bless his heart, he's passed away before we were able to have the opening of the show. But up to that point, I met with Chapman Kelly. We looked at literally hundreds of drawings of Willie's work, and trying to synthesize the work of an individual who's been drawing every day for 50 years is an enormous task. But what we tried to look at were basically the different themes that he developed over the years. And you're seeing a representative of perhaps 30 years of work. I think the earliest piece we might have is from 1976 or 1977 up to 2008. And we tried to pick various themes showing an evolution of a particular style or working with a specific theme or shape in Willie's work. So that's, and I hope, I certainly want all of you to be able to go through the show, certainly, and
well, they're bones. I mean, it's not a bone here in the collection, but mostly I started with bones. And I picked up this bodak. It's a bodak root from the bodak tree. And I've drawn it for maybe, I say about 20 years, off and on. And some of these in here is bodak, and some of them are just mostly wood and circles, squares. And I get an enjoyment out of doing this. I don't get any enjoyment out of talking, though. At least I don't say as much as I can say about it.
well, how did you, if you could choose one picture in here, and I know we've seen a lot of them, quite a few of them, what could you say about even one specific image or one specific style, like for these pieces over here, the sort of spider-like images?
This one is the one with the spider-like image. That's where the idea comes from. And these little bitty ones with the cap, with the little cap there, I guess you can see them. Well, that's why they broke off from here, and it's, that gets here. These here will come off, and that's what the little caps is. And most of them is broke,